Myths that are associated with birth order are often accepted and rejected by psychologists. The gender of the children, the age difference between the kids, the family history, the parents' ages, and the age of the parents when the children were born are all huge factors when it comes to the psychology behind the birth order. There are different stereotypes associated with birth order. The firstborn generally tries to please his parents and is usually a perfectionist. Some traits that they tend to have are being reliable, structured, cautious, and controlling. The middle child is different from the firstborn because most of the attention goes to the oldest and the youngest children. However, if the first child is a boy and the second is a girl, the girl may not feel as left out as she might have been if she were a boy. This is because she is the first female child. Therefore, in a way, she's kind of like a firstborn. Traits for middle children include them being people pleasers, somewhat rebellious, and a peacemaker. The baby of the family is usually the most free-spirited. This is because parents loosen their grip a little bit more each time they have another child. The youngest child usually possesses the traits of being fun-loving, manipulative, self-centered, and outgoing.
The firstborn, they typically get undivided attention from both parents. So therefore they are able to get their needs met almost immediately without having to share that time and attention from mom and dad with anyone else. Where the middle child typically has to, from birth, has to share attention between the older sibling and the parents, so they don't get as much attention in that respect. And then if there happens to be a younger sibling that is born, that sibling then also gets a greater amount of attention, where many of the cases the middle child seems to be in limbo, where they end up being put under the restrictions from actions of the oldest or held to those expectations, and the youngest typically seems to garner more freedom as more or less
when there are only two
experiment
children in the picture,
with the older
they
and the
don't
middle
really
child.
fit the stereotypes because both children have to adjust. The oldest child has to adjust the most because they suddenly have to share the attention of their parents with another child, while the second child never grew up with all of their parents' attention on them. They are used to having the attention divided, while the oldest is not.
Okay, so since my brother and I have an 8 years age difference between us, and we were raised in a little bit of a different environment than all the other kids, I feel like the normal stereotypes for birth order don't apply to us.
My brother, since he's the youngest, thinks that he deserves everything. And I'm older, so I get everything. Just kidding.